Hey everyone, I'm Breanna from Boom, and welcome to this week's edition of Boom Chat. Today we'll be talking to Ryan Parrott and Marco Renna, the amazing team that's bringing you the new comic book series, Mighty Morphin. With the end of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, we see the Dark Rangers defeated thanks to the help of a new Green Ranger taking down Lord Zedd. Okay, Ryan, after the end of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, we're splitting the Unlimited Power era into two series. Mighty Morphin is dealing with Tommy, Kimberly, Billy, Rocky, Adam, and Aisha, along with a mysterious new Green Ranger. But now we're getting introduced to the Eltarian Guardians, who include Zordon. Can you tell us more about the surprising cast of this series?
Ever since like the first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the TV show, I remember I heard the word Zordon of Eltar. I was like, what's Eltar? And who's Zordon? And what was that like? And the funny thing is, I realized it's now 25 years later. Apparently, I was just asking myself because I have to answer those questions, which is very weird. But with like you said, with Mighty Morphin, we're going to finally visit Eltar for the first time. I think we probably visited Eltar before in some small ways. We're actually going to spend a lot of time there over 10,000 years ago, and we're going to see what Zordon was like at the round roughly the same age as the Power Rangers, which I thought was a really interesting sort of comparison because he's not sort of the wise sage that we know. He's sort of someone young and still learning and finding his own footing. And we're going to introduce some new characters called, like you said, the Eltarian Guardians, who are sort of the precursors to the Power Rangers. And specifically, two of the most important characters are Guardians called Zofram and Zartus. And they'll be sort of important figures in Zordon's early life, and they're sort of help shape him and teach him lessons and sort of be, helpful in his sort of progress to the character that we know today.
That's so cool. So, all right. So with all of these new characters, Marco, I have to ask you, since there are a number of new characters in the comic, from the Eltarian Guardians, the new villains, and a new Green Ranger, which character do you enjoy drawing the most?
I love to draw every Power Rangers, and this new Green Rangers is an amazing design. It's much similar the classic Green Ranger, but he has some details that like the gold trim in the helmet that makes him looks much powerful, and it's amazing. But also I love to draw the part with the Eltarian Gardens, because it's like taking a breath from the situation in the earth. I love the armors, and I have the chance to draw the different planets and different alien races. So it's very fun.
That's awesome. That's so great. I'm so glad you got the opportunity to do that. So, okay, so Ryan, back to a story question for you. We have some really great scenes in the issue with like teen drama. You've got Tommy and Matt, you've got Bulk's jealousy with Skull's girlfriend, Billy's lying to the team, Aisha's doubting Billy. How did you find the perfect balance between really digging into those character moments and then having all of the action in the series?
Well, I don't know if I have. But thank you. No, I think that's sort of the eternal struggle, really. It's a Power Ranger comic, which means that, there's like certain staples. You need, putty fights and morphin sequences and sort of giant robot battles. But also, it's a teen drama. Like, it's really about, these are high school kids trying to figure their way on the world. So what I've always tried to do is try to use the action sequences to try to explore new elements in the character whenever possible, and I try to use the monsters and the situations as sort of metaphors for sort of real life. The way that I'm not always successful at it, but I feel like when those two things sort of work in tandem, that's sort of where the book finds its sweet spot. So it's like it's an ongoing battle, but I'm glad that you feel like I've hit the right stride.
Awesome. No, it's been really great reading, so I'm very excited to see what else happens. Okay, so Marco, I love all of the scenes with the Power Rangers unmorphed, and they feel really real. Do you find it easier to tell a story in their civilian versions, or do you prefer when they are morphed in drawing?
I like both. I used to do two different processes when I draw the part in the civilian clothes and when they are morphed. So when they're in civilian clothes, the page is more realistic, more detailed, more static, and I can show the emotions of the characters. Why in the fighting scenes I used to do a little bit of manga style, more dynamic, more explosive, more deformed. But I want to do this feeling in the book. But it's like drawing two different books in the same comics.
That's great. I love seeing like the different styles in them morphed and unmorphed. So like it's really effective. So that's great. And I really hope everybody's gonna like look at it and enjoy it and just love all of the art. And it's just beautiful. So thank you for your work.
And thank you for asking that question, because I did not know he was doing that, and that's fantastic. Like, I realize now that as I'm thinking about the book, it's absolutely 100% clear that you are doing that, and that's fantastic. So thank you.
That's awesome. See, we find out new things every time we do one of these. It's so great. All right. So Ryan, the biggest secret right now is the identity of the Green Ranger. Well, the new Green Ranger. We don't learn that it's until it's revealed. We don't know when that's going to be, but it's going to be revealed. We don't know. I don't know. I'm excited to find out. Do you think anybody is going to be able to guess before then? Like, have you left any clues that we should have picked up on?
I mean, some people have already guessed 100% who it is, and other people are certain it's someone who it totally isn't. And I think there's some people who wouldn't even believe you if I told you who it is right now. So yeah, I mean, it's weird because I never actually intended to bring back the Green Ranger. It was just something that came up as we were working on sort of the series and through Necessary Evil. Like, the pieces started to fall into the process where I realized we could bring him back or bring them back. I don't want to give anybody insinuate anything one way or the other. But there are a couple of clues and Easter eggs listed throughout the issues and stuff. But I think when we finally get to the actual reveal, I think people are going to be more surprised by how we do it rather than who the Green Ranger ultimately is. So that's probably the best tease I can give you.
I like that. See, I'm the type of person where I will totally go and I will read spoilers because I just want to know what's happening. But then the journey of getting there is so much more fun than actually knowing what's happening. So that's actually a really great way to do that. I'm excited about that. Okay, so Marco, question for you. Can you tell us about your process with Ryan to bring such an energetic and exciting issue together? Like, what's the thing that has surprised you the most about this whole process?
I'm very lucky to work with Ryan. He's an amazing writer. Every time I read the script, I'm surprised. There is a lot of twists and turns in every issue, and I love it. He puts in the scripts all the things that I want to draw. It's fantastic. I never bored.
That's amazing. Well done, Ryan. I'm so glad that you two work so well together. Like, again, comic books are like magic. You have to get all of those pieces put together, and you guys seem to just have that, where you get together and it works, and it's amazing and beautiful. I'm excited for everybody to read this. So Ryan and Marco, thank you so much for your time. And to those of you watching at home, be sure to pick up Mighty Morphin #1 in stores now.